I know you want to see the items featured in Boxycharm by Ipsy for the month of February in action, so I'm gonna go ahead and play around with my variation. This one was sent in PR, therefore I got it like really early. I usually end up getting my PR at the end of the month prior, which is absolutely phenomenal. Receiving the items super early makes me really happy because it allows me to try them, give you guys heads up, let you know if they're any good, and give you guys some inspo and or tips and trick. So let's get right into it. The Keep It Clean Hydrating Gel Cleanser. Nana, this is actually really good. I've used it twice. It is hydrating in the sense of it's not gonna dry out your skin. You don't need a lot. I've done 2 pumps. I've used it 2 days in a row. It does remove your makeup fairly well. I do recommend you double cleanse because I think it's absolutely necessary. No cleanser is gonna remove all of your makeup just on one shot. But I like this enough for even Ty's skin. She has dermatitis on her forehead, and so sweat, debris, anything that touches her skin, even her hair sometimes will give her flare-ups, and I think this is gonna be great for her skin. Now let's go in with the oil. I remember having received this oil. I don't know if I used it and gave it away or what, pero mija, I can't find it. Like, it is going to be what it's going to be. So we are going to apply it. And for those of you who think I am insane, you're gonna apply makeup on top of an oil. Yes. My skin is normal combo. I tend to use product based on how my skin works. So I'm gonna skip a primer. However, I'll use a foundation that can end up looking dry on the skin if you don't like skin prep properly. Yes, I've cleaned my face already and I've done everything necessary prior to this makeup application. I know people think sometimes it's a little crazy. I'm a little crazy. So I'm gonna allow my skin to absorb the majority of the product. If I were to go in right now, it's gonna look a hot mess express. So we're gonna give it a good minute or 2 or 3. Allow the skin to absorb the antioxidants and all that good stuff. This is going to be really good for fine lines and wrinkles and plumping up the skin. Now the instructions don't say anything at all about not applying makeup on top, so we're going to be good to go. In this case, I would avoid moisturizers or anything else that's going to be extra hydrating because I feel like the oil is going to be more than enough. If you're going to use an oil as skin prep prior to applying makeup, you do not want to use a foundation such as this one that is going to look hydrating and be hydrating and it's going to be luminous unless you're super dry. If you're not, you're gonna look oily. So what I'm gonna use is the Stay Matte by Rimmel because I ended up getting it at Five Below. I have a full-on Five Below makeup video and I had so much fun doing it and the makeup was good. Then we had a flop, but it's okay. But anyway, you should totally go check out that video if you haven't already because it is really good and I've gotten so many of you guys already on this baby. By the way, if you don't know, I am in 400 Natural Buff. I squeeze some on the back of my hand. I will tap some of it on the skin, and then I'm gonna take whatever's left on the back of my hand, and then we're gonna tappy this baby. We're gonna tiki. Typically, with just a primer, like if you're gonna use a basic primer, this is gonna look like a flat matte. But look at what it's looking like right now. It's lightweight and it's super duper matte. So it feels like you have nothing on the skin, but it's so matte. And with an oil underneath, it all just kind of blends in and it looks so stinking flawless. So that's a little tip for you guys in the event that you're scared to use an oil, you don't know if you should or should not. An oil under your makeup is not going to be for everyone, but it's definitely worth trying at least once you know the do's and don'ts and see if you like it. And I always advise never try something new if you have plans on wearing the makeup for a really long time or you're going out. Always play around with makeup and try something new when you know you're not doing anything. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for fun. Because if it doesn't work out, who cares, right? You were playing around and you're not going anywhere. If it does work out, then you're like, yes, I'm going to redo this tomorrow and we're going to look fly. And the face is looking really good. See, that oil is just, it gave the matte foundation that's usually very matte a different life. And I'm doing skincare at the same time. Awesome. I'm gonna skip on the rest of my base. I'm gonna let this sit for a second, let it all gel well. We are going to play around with the eyeshadow palette. I know she's gross because I spilled some of the cleanser when I was squirting some out. And we're gonna use the Suit of Armor Lid Primer by Tweeze. And we're gonna see if it's any good. I know they're kind of oily because of the oil, so I'm just gonna kind of do one of these. And I am going to apply primer on the, oh, from the looks of it, it kind of reminds me of Ofra's primer, like their lid primer. It's going to end up kind of clear, technically. Oh, wait, while we're at it, because, you know, I'm a space cadet, let's use the Eloise lip oil. Because if I hate it, which I feel like it smells so good. It smells like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. My lips are dry as hell right now. So let's just pop this on. And while I'm doing the eyes, we'll see how it works. You know, it doesn't really feel too much. I have to get used to oils. It doesn't feel too much like an oil. Kind of feels like a lip gloss. I've tried lip oils that are just so oily. Like it literally feels like one of these and it's just kind of slick and gross. But no, this feels like a lip gloss. I'm gonna use my finger to tap this product all over the lid. Because if I use a sponge, I'm gonna remove most of the product from the lid. And I wanna give the primer and the eyeshadow a fair chance. Once it's blended out and you let it set, it does feel kind of like a cream to powder. So it's no longer sticky. Barely sticky at all. Kind of like feels like I don't have anything on. This palette is so stinking pretty. And I did a very pretty light look in the Icon Box Try-On. So we are gonna go deep today. Yes. I'm gonna start off with Enigma. We're gonna use that one to warm up the crease. That is so wow. Hold on. I guess I picked up way too much. We can recover. Don't worry. I know how to fix this. It's just, that was a lot. I wasn't expecting it to be all that pigmented. It is Ace Beauty, I know, but damn, it was like extra galore. All right. Just gonna really buff that out and act like that didn't happen. Next, I wanna go into Enchantment. And I'm gonna apply that on the crease here. Bring it back and forth. Do not worry about the lid space. It is going to be okay, because that's where we're gonna add our shimmer. So we're gonna roll and blend. I am noticing that the primer, even though it didn't feel tacky, once you pop it on, your eyeshadow sticks in certain areas. You see what I'm saying? So it starts to look patchy, and I know it's not the Ace Beauty formula. So it gives you a bit of a hard time to get a good blend. Not that you can't, but you really gotta work for it. And then with another fluffy brush, one that's clean and really fluffy, diffuse all those edges. Can we just say, I don't like what the primer is already doing. It's creasing. How are you already creasing? What is going on? There's creases. That is horrible. Okay. I'm gonna be real honest. I love Ace Beauty and this primer's just not it. So I'm gonna take the eyeballs out. I'm gonna apply my go-to base. These two shades all over again. And you'll see what it's supposed to look like, because this is just ridiculous at this point. Let's start this baby all over again. Okay, see, that's not bad because it's not initially gripping in a way where it's like, ugh. Okay, way better, pretty effortless compared to the first time around. I got scared. I was like, what is going on? And I am in the look for like the next best primer. I mean, you know, unless I have to make my own, but like in my mind, I'm like, I'm all about trying new primers and the evolution of everything in beauty, including primers. And at this point, I'm sitting here like, that one scared, it stunned me. It scared me and it was weird and it was just not for me. And I am just glad that I stopped when I did, because this look was gonna come out like crap. And that's not fair to you guys. See, even here, look how well it is applying from the beginning. This is what I expected, not whatever the heck that was. And I am using the very same brushes. Like I didn't even switch up the brushes or anything. And by the way, this here, I do have a blue vein that goes this way. See, right there, you'll see it. You don't see it straight up like this, but when you go like this, you see it. So it's not patchy, it's just a vein, because, you know, I'm human. I'm gonna go back into the Enchantment shade. Same thing, I'll tap her out here and bring her in. Enough on one side because the brush is already dirty, so I'll do the same thing on the other with whatever's left. I once again will grab my fluffy brush that was clean, but now it's not. And we're gonna diffuse those edges. I just wanted it to be a little darker on this side here. And it's not all the way blended. We have more blending to do, but I wanna go in with the shimmer shade. I'm gonna dip into Devotion. In this one, although it's super shimmery when the light hits it, it has a deep base, which is why I'm using that one. And I'm gonna tap that on the lid. Oh, how pretty is she? See, so in the pan itself, it doesn't look like this. It doesn't look like it's gonna be dark. But look how beautiful this shade is. I'm going to take whatever's left and drag down here. I know I haven't concealed yet, but that was the point. I didn't know what was going to happen and what look I was going to create. And so I was like, you know what? These are so pigmented. I have to be really careful. So I'll do the concealing afterwards once I know how everything is going to work out. Same brush, no additional product. See how pigmented these are? And I'll just kind of blend that edge off gently. And if you feel like we lose some of the shimmers, which I doubt, but just in case, I could always go back in with more of the shimmer shade and just tap that on. This is a super long, fluffy brush. This is a Sigma Soft Blend 20. The reason why I'm gonna use this one is because, see, as I'm going like this, I'm applying zero pressure. I don't want any pressure because I don't wanna shift the pigment. I just want to diffuse those edges. So I want as much movement as possible for this situation. The eye requires a really deep eyeliner. So I'll go in with Hourglass. I'll grab the edge of that eyeliner and kind of pull out a smidge to slightly elongate the eye without really doing much. I'll add mascara and lashes. I did my brows, a little bit of a blush and bronzer. Would you believe me if I told you that I ended up skipping on concealer under the eye because I felt like the eyes were so pretty already? Not necessary. I just think it all works out so well. So when it comes to the lip, because it's really the last item that I need to try to make work with the eyes, when it comes to the lip, it's fine. It's nice. It's an oil. If it was a plumping oil, that would have been cool. But right now, this is not cute and it doesn't go with the eyes. Could I use a liner? Yes. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm removing the oil. I'm grabbing the very first lip liner I see in front of me. It's going to be Sugar and Spice by Gerard Cosmetics. I'll go around the perimeter of my lips. You guys all saw what the oil looks like on its own. We know what an oil tends to look like. I used a liner. We're gonna fill the lips in with the oil and it's gonna give you that glossy effect. Is it cute? Yes. Is it wearable? Absolutely, especially when you want something that's super low maintenance and you do not want to go crazy when you're out and about having to touch up. But I think the eyes are so shimmery and pretty on their own. By the way, I did not have to go back in with more of this shimmer shade because it was absolutely stunning with just that application. So for me, the eye requires a matte lip. Here is the lip that I would pair with the eyes. This is just a suggestion. If you like it glossy, go glossy. I'm more of a matte when you have shimmers or like duochrome on the eyes, because at least there's contrast. And the truth is, it eventually looks kind of heavy and too much and exaggerated. So you can't appreciate the beauty that is in the lippy or the eye on its own. If you recognize the lippy on the lips, it is the one that I got in my icon box, and this shade is freaking stunning. It is in the shade Lovable Me. So if you're getting it, get excited because it is stunning. This variation was freaking fantastic. The only item that I'm like, is the eye primer. I am going to try it again with a different formula. Again, I don't think it's the Ace Beauty. Look how beautiful it ended up performing. I don't think it's the Ace Beauty. I think it's the primer itself. I'm gonna kind of play with it another time or two and see how it works out. But first impressions, it wasn't very promising. I hope you've shared your feedback in the comment section below. And I wanna make sure I don't forget to say hello and thank you to my channel members, the G Squad. This group of people here on screen have joined channel memberships and are supporting the channel at another level. And in doing so, they have unlocked exclusive perks like behind the scene videos, additional giveaways. YouTube has provided them with their very own badge that allows everyone to know who a channel member is, as well as will highlight every single one of their comments in the comment section of every single one of my videos. If you are ever interested in joining channel memberships, all you really need to do is hit the join button below my videos and then you're good to go. YouTube is gonna recommend a video based on your watch history that they think you're really gonna enjoy. So you'll see that here on screen, but I am going to recommend a playlist filled with all things beauty because I feel like you'll really enjoy the content in there. So I hope you consider checking it out and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.